What's up, everybody? Justin here with Setup Events. We are going to kick off the brief for our White Lake Fall race. This is going to be the double sprint, particularly. There's a separate video for the international. So if you're participating in Sunday's race, the double sprint, this brief is for you. All right. We'll go over some do's and some don'ts. We'll go over everything that you need to know for a successful race day. So right now the weather looks good. We're got a low of 70 on Saturday night and a high of 82 on Sunday. So it's going to be some great weather for racing. The race packet should have been emailed out to you. That's a PDF. I want you to take a good look at that PDF. Everything that I'm going to cover right now should be covered in that PDF. So make sure you take a good look at that. Even if you've raced our races in the past, some things change in those race packets. So make sure you give it a good look over. Speaking of packets, packet pickup for Sunday's double sprint will go Saturday night from 5 to 7 at the race site, or Sunday morning on race day from 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. All right, so two different times to do packet pickup. Both packet pickup locations will be at our blue trailer, which will be at the end of the parking lot, where typically where the finish line is, but not for the double sprint race. The finish line is on the beach. So our blue trailer is where you'll get your packet. Timing chip pickup. So everybody will get their timing chips on race morning, and that'll be from 6 to 7:30, just outside the transition area. We'll have an orange tent out there that says timing chip pickup. You'll need to have your race bib with you when you pick up your timing strap. The TA will open at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. Do not arrive early. There is no overnight bike drop off, so everybody will need to bring their bikes Sunday morning into the TA. And just a reminder, athletes only in the transition area. All right. Trying to keep a low footprint in the TA, especially with this race where we got a lot of people going in and out of the TA through the race because of the different variations we got going on. There will be bike support prior to the race, just outside the transition area. Mike Solomon from Charlotte will be coming out. He'll be doing some bike support Sunday morning before the race, and then he'll also be on the bike course for anybody that has any difficulties on the bike course. So thanks, Mike. Proper bike placement in the transition area. All right, our bike racks are numbered. Those numbers are associated with your race number. You need to find your number, and then you need to, you'll notice that each number's facing opposite directions. You need to stand on the side of the bike rack as you can read your number of your bike rack. The side that you're standing on is the side that the wheel of your bicycle will touch the ground. So it doesn't matter if you do a handlebar mount or a seat mount, but whatever side of the wheel touches the ground is the side that you would be standing on as you read your number, if that makes sense. All of your stuff, your helmet, your run shoes, anything that you bring into the transition area, all of that stuff needs to go to the right side of the wheel of your bike as it's sitting in the transition area. If you have any questions on properly mounting your bike, just look around or just throw your hand in the air, ask somebody. We'll have staffers in the transition area to assist as well too. We want everybody to have their bikes racked properly. That maximizes space in the TA. All right, the TA will close at 7:45 on race morning. All right, so make sure you have your swim cap and your timing strap before you head down to the beach. Pre-swim, we'll offer a pre-swim from 7:15 to about 7:50. We'll kick everybody out of the water and start staging everybody on the beach. We are set for an 8 a.m. start. Let me go to my maps now and to my race website, and I'll show you what I got. So first up, I'm going to pull up, this is the race website, or this is the an aerial view of the race location. So just a few things to get acquainted with right here. That you see the Dairy Queen, right? So right in front of the Dairy Queen's where our blue trailer typically is. That's where packet pickup will go. This over here where my cursor is where the Goldstein's beach sign is on White Lake Drive. And just behind it in this little area is where the transition area will be. All right, so everybody will make their way down to the beach down here at 8 o'clock. I'm going to pull up the race website just for everybody's familiarization. Yep, you can see all these maps on the race website. We're still taking signups for this weekend as of right now. And if you're feeling froggy and you want to do the combo, you can race both Saturday and Sunday. Here's all the information, everything you need. Water temp 77 degrees as of Thursday. So we are looking wetsuit legal. Bring your wetsuits if you got them. The nights have been cooling down a little bit. So, all right, we'll kick things off with the swim course map. So you can see the courtyard. We start on the left side of the Goldstein's Pier sign. What you see behind me, this is the big sign on the pier. We start on the left side of that sign and we swim clockwise. All right, this course, 375-meter swim course, is going to look really short when you're standing on the beach. It's just an out, across, and back, so almost a triangular swim box. When you come out from the water, your first lap, you'll go underneath the finish line blow up will be on the beach. All right, you're going to go underneath the finish line blow up, and then you're going to make your way to the courtyard right here, and then into the parking lot, and it'll take you to the transition area. You will go underneath the swim finish blow up to enter the TA. All right, triathletes. Your next portion of the race is going to be the run. All right. You need to make sure you put your run shoes on and you go underneath the run start inflatable from the transition area. All right. So I'm going to pull this map back up. I know it just kind of turned a little bit. So the run start inflatable will be somewhere in between this water park and the Goldstein's beach sign. And you will hit the run and you will go towards White Lake Drive and you will hang a right. I'm going to pull up the run course now. All right. Here you go. 1.5 miles. So that is a 3/4 out and a 3/4 back. There will be an aid station at your turnaround point. All right. So easy run. Everybody's going to be running on the right side of the road as you're going out. And then you will be running on the same side when you come back. There will be cones on the white line separating traffic and the curb pretty much. So all runners will stay off of the road in between the gutter and the cones for the run course. When you come back to the transition area, I'm going to pull this map back up. Like I said, the run start inflatable is going to be roughly right in between the Goldstein's beach sign and the little splash pad they have. When you finish your run, you will not go underneath the run start inflatable. You're actually going to wrap around the TA, and our staff will be pointing runners back in, and they will go into the transition area into a little opening where we will have our timing mats right there, and that will get your run split. All right, you'll go back into the TA, and then you'll get ready for your bike ride. All right, you will grab your bike and your helmet. Make sure your helmet is clasped before you start moving your bike, and you will go underneath the bike start inflatable. The bike start inflatable will be on the opposite side of the Goldstein's beach sign, typically where it is if you've ever raced this race, and you'll see it prior to the race. You'll go underneath the bike start inflatable. You got to wait until you go all the way out and past there'll be a red line on the ground. That's your mount line, and that's where you can mount your bike and you will start riding. All right, you're going to start riding down White Lake Drive. There will be runners on the road still. They will be on this side of the cones. Like I said, there will be cones on the white line. So runners will stay in between the cones and the gutter. Bikers will be in the driving lane. All right. Be mindful that there's not a whole lot of traffic in White Lake, but with it being Sunday morning and church day, there is a possibility that there will be cars on White Lake Drive. All right. So it's less than a mile of White Lake Drive of your 18-mile bike ride. So please just be patient as you're making your way to Highway 53 and you're exiting White Lake Drive. All right. We don't want to see any crashes, anything like that. So I'm going to pull up the bike course now. There we go. All right. So here's the start and the finish down here at the bottom. And this little snaky road is White Lake Drive. And you're going to take that all the way to Highway 53, where you will make a right-hand turn on Highway 53. You'll take 53 till it dead ends into Highway 701. There's a Shell gas station right here, and there's a Wam Squam. All right. You will make a right-hand turn. Bikers, we will have cones, really tight cones at this turn, and we want you to stay on the inside of these cones as you make your way onto Highway 701. The reason for that is that there's traffic on 701. This is not a closed bike course, and we want to make sure that you do not dive out into the lane while there are vehicles coming onto 701. Now, I don't want to scare you. It's Sunday morning in Elizabethtown and White Lake. There's not crazy traffic, but we do want to make sure we get people on the course safely. Once you get onto 701, you will ride on the right-hand side of the road. If cars are coming, they'll overtake you. So make sure you're not riding down the center of the driving lane, so that way vehicles can safely pass you. You take 701 all the way to this sweeping left where the BP gas station is, and you're gonna take 701 all the way out to Moat Road. All right, Moat Road is your right-hand turn. You want to make sure you're paying attention to where Moat Road is. It's not a super hard hairpin, but it's a tight turn. You'll take Moat Road to where it comes into Highway 41. All right, that's another merge, so you need to be mindful. You not be sweeping out into Highway 41 while you're going from Moat Road to 41. Once you come back into White Lake, you'll hang some left-hand turns that'll put you back onto White Lake Drive, and you'll ride this stretch back towards the transition area. Be mindful when you see that Goldstein's Beach sign, you're approaching the TA, and so you need to be ready to dismount. There will be a red line on the ground where you dismount. You need to be off your bike before you cross that line, and then you'll go underneath the bike finish inflatable. All right, just a couple of reminders. The no drafting, right? We are a no draft race. So you need to make sure you're maintaining 12 meters. There should be some pretty good dispersion after the swim and the run by the time everybody gets to the bike, but make sure you're maintaining that 12-meter distance between the bike in front of you. When you're ready to overtake, you need to make that pass. All right. And once you make the pass, the person that's getting passed needs to submit and reestablish those 12 meters. All right, so that's going to be our bike course. There's no water bottle handoff. That's only an 18-mile bike ride. So if you need some sort of hydration or fluid on the bike course, make sure you have it. Once you come back into the TA, you will go underneath the bike finish inflatable. I'm just bringing up this map, and you will prepare to go back out for your second run. You need to make sure your bike gets racked properly the same way it was in the morning, with the wheel touching side down on the side of the rack as you read your number. All of your stuff needs to go to the right side of your bike, right? It's not a teenager's bedroom, stuff thrown everywhere, right? You need to keep your area clean. All right, and then you'll go back out for the run course underneath the run start inflatable, the same way you did the first time. You'll go out and back. The aid station will be at the turnaround point. When you come back, again, you're going to run around the TA, past the run start inflatable, and we will wrap you into the transition area. We'll definitely have an official, a staffer there pointing runners into the right position, so that way we get run splits. When you finish your second run and you are ready to go back down to the beach and finish the race, you will go underneath the swim finish inflatable, right? It's telling you swim finish, right? So go underneath that swim finish inflatable, which will be over here in the transition area, and it'll bring you through the parking lot, back down to the courtyard, and you will enter the beach the same side that you started the race on, the left side of the pier, and you will do another clockwise swim in the water. Let me pull that swim course back up. There it is. So remember, I said it's going to look like a short course, and I hope it looks like a short course when you go in for your second time. All right. So it'll just be a 2-turn course around our turn buoys, and then you'll come up and you will go underneath the finish line inflatable where our timing mats are. You need to hustle out of the water and get across those timing mats because every second will count, right? All right. Wetsuits. So we'll probably be wetsuit legal, but typically with this race, folks might wear a wetsuit for the first swim, but definitely not for the second swim. Um, because this is such a short swim and straight into a run, it's not very common to wear a wetsuit for either swim. So I just want to throw that out there. Um, if you are a relay team, you need to make sure you are conducting your timing strap exchanges at your bike rack. All right. So members of the relay team will be authorized in the TA during the race, and you must exchange your timing strap at your bike rack, regardless if it's a swim to run, run to bike. Everything must happen at your bike rack. Award ceremony, we're shooting for a 10:30 award ceremony. So race starts at 8, 10:30 awards, and everybody will be able to get out and enjoy the rest of their Sunday. So if I didn't cover something that you have a question for, feel free to drop it in the comments of whatever platform you watch this on, and one of us will get back to you. And if you're going to come out on Saturday, we'll be doing the international on Saturday. You could watch the international race on Saturday morning. We will also be doing a 1.8-mile swim race across the lake. So we have a completely separate race that occurs Saturday afternoon. So if you're getting out here Saturday and you want to watch some miraculous swimmers, you can come to the Goldstein's Pier, because that's where they will be finishing. Your finish line for Sunday is where these folks will be finishing their 1.8-mile swim on Saturday afternoon. So that race starts at 4. We should be expecting the first swimmer probably around 4:45, somewhere in that vicinity. So, all right, thanks. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you at the race. Let me drop this. There we go. You can see my mug one more time. All right, everybody. We'll see you at the race. Have a good one.